I mean, it does give moo cow. Quick PSA, any company I say about in this video does not reflect the views of this company or anything of that nature. Yada yada, legal jargon to protect both them and myself. Mwah. Hello loves, my name is Wendy Weather. I am the History Drag Queen, and welcome back to another history video where today we're actually going to be talking about adhesives. Now, Miss Wendy, that's an odd choice. Why? We'll get there, don't worry. The concept of gluing and adhering things together is actually a very, very old concept. It actually predates to the Neolithic and prehistoric times. The earliest evidence of humans actually using adhesives was actually found in central Italy when they found 3 stone tools being adhered with birch bark tar. Those said stone tools were actually predated to 200,000 years ago. Crazy! Because Neanderthals actually used birch bark tar to adhere stone tools to wooden handles. It was also found in prehistoric burial sites that they actually used tree sap resins to fix pottery. As well as the ancient Greeks, Romans, and Egyptians used different types of natural adhesives for wood glues and making boats watertight. Synthetic adhesives were actually not introduced until about the first half of the 20th century. Now, for the entire reason of this video, I got bored one day and got super curious about where this comes from. If you do not know, this is otherwise known as EDP. This is Elmer's Disappearing Purple glue. And if you do not know, EDP, Elmer's Disappearing Purple, is actually one of the top 3 drag artists' best friends, right next to E6000 and Hot Glue, which are also oddly adhesives. Anyway, I got super curious about where this even came from and the history of Elmer's. And I went through a little deep dive. If you didn't know, Elmer's actually was originally the Borden Dairy Company, which is a very old American company that was started by Gail Borden Jr. in 1857, right before the American Civil War. Now, the first product Borden ever tried to sell was actually a dehydrated meat biscuit, but the experience of that led him to create what he was known for, which is condensed milk. And condensed milk is a form of milk that doesn't need refrigeration. And in the 1800s, if you were unaware, refrigerators, not super common, right? But Miss Wendy, this episode is about glue. Why are you talking about milk? Hold your cows for a moment. In 1929, Borden actually bought the Casein Company of America, which was the leading manufacturer of glues made from casein, which is a byproduct of milk. See? Borden introduced his first glue product, Cascaris glue, in 1947. Fun fact, did you know Borden and Elmer's actually have, mascots? Yeah, the mascot for the Borden products is actually a cow named Elise, and the mascot for the Elmer's products is actually a bull named Elmer. You see him? He's actually right there. There's actually a lot of lore between Elise and Elmer, that they did all this lore through advertisements and things like that. They're actually married and they have kids. It's like a whole thing. In 1967, Elmer's school glue was introduced, and up until literally to today, most students and kids in America use Elmer's glue in classrooms. But then, in 1980, they introduced the glue stick. Now to actually discuss how this diva works and the whole reason I even did research on this video. Elmer's Disappearing Purple glue stick was actually released in 2009. I know that doesn't seem super crazy long. If it does for you, then we're in different generation brackets. Elmer's Disappearing Purple, or EDP, that's what I like to call it. Every drag artist, makeup artist, or even theater person has used EDP at some point in time. Now, for drag artists, you can use a couple different adhesives, but you're probably going to want to use Elmer's. Some girls use Prozade or Spirit Gum to block out their brows and things like that. Don't do that. You'll thank me later. Use EDP. Disappearing Purple glue sticks use a dye called, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Because of that dye, it is purple when it's wet, and it dries clear or transparent as the water evaporates from it. It's basically the reverse version of those pH color changing lip products and cheek stain things, but the reverse of it. The purple is only visible in an alkaline solution, and as the glue dries, it becomes more acidic. Theater and drag performers and makeup artists have been using Elmer's Spring Purple Glue for almost the last 2 decades, since about 2009, honey. And we probably will be using it until the end of time. Now, have you ever used Elmer's Spring Purple or any glue stick that is like a color-changing glue stick? I know there's like blue ones. But have you ever used it in a project or even a makeup look? Sound off in the comments. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and stick around because you just might learn something.